You know, this is actually a very interesting full house for me. We've never had two levels of sort of guests sitting with me. And the reason for that, I'll explain to you. But in order of, not appearance in the video, but the captain of the ship, Prem sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yes, and yes, if he does look familiar, I'll tell you where. Yeah, it's been a while. Tanya, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And there again, if she does look familiar, and if you've seen the song, I'll tell you why. This face also probably looks very familiar to you in the lockdown because so many people saw this show called Ertugrul, which I saw 15 minutes ago. And I'm going, wow, Ugur, thank you so much for joining us. And from Turkey, you know, we sort of decided to bring him in here. And to ease the communication, we have his manager / translator / everything that we need her to be for him. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
so, yes, you know, so this is a very interesting concoction. So, Prem sir, I have to ask you, how did you put this together? And why did you put this together?
Okay, why did I put this together is an amazing question. I think it was just very good that I put this together. Yeah, how did we do this is, Tanya is family for me.
Yeah.
She just sung this song right now recently, which I heard. The first time when she made me hear it, I was fallen in love with her voice.
Yeah.
And
she has a lovely husk in her voice, which is really fantastic. I really like that. It's very rare that you see that, you know, so I have to add that in. When I heard the song the first time, that's what it was. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, so when I heard the song is so deep and beautiful.
Yeah.
You need to have that intensity and that love story going in the song. So I kind of told her, let's do this in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Because a love song needs to have visuals that can make people remember those visuals.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, why not? And then I told her about Ugur.
Yeah.
So Ugur and me had met in Dubai before, and I had so Ugur is an exceptionally well-known actor in Turkey.
True.
He's very humble, and I was when I met him, it's his eyes. His eyes speak a lot, and I think the whole of Turkey and a lot of people in the world know that.
Yeah.
This song required somebody like Ugur who could give this kind of intensity to a song. So I mentioned that to Tanya, and Tanya said, "Yeah, why not? We should speak to him." And I made that call. And Yashim, I spoke to her because we knew each other, and it was great. They agreed, so that's how it happened.
Did he take time to say yes, or?
No, actually he said directly yes.
Yeah.
Zaman aldı mı diye soruyor. Cevap vermen hani. He said yes, why not?
And is he aware of the reach of the Indian audience? You know, like so many people know him here as well.
India'daki, Hindistan'daki seni takip eden ya da seyreden insanların ne kadar fazla olduğundan farkında mısın?
Onun şu an farkında vardım aslında. Bu kadar olduğunu tahmin etmiyordum.
Actually, I realized now I didn't think that much.
YouTube, brother, YouTube really works everywhere.
Yeah.
It really does. You know, so I spoke to him and I asked him, why do you take breaks? You know, for creators, it's always a case. You know, sometimes you'll take a break, you figure it out. Sometimes you don't want to come back into the scheme of things immediately. And with directors, it can happen like that.
Yeah.
With artists, you know, once an artist, always an artist. It's never going to go.
Absolutely.
So when you're on the sidelines and you're watching, social media comes in. It starts to sort of dominate conversation.
Mm.
So what are you up to? What are you doing? Now they probably say, oh, I know you're doing this. I know you're doing that.
Yeah.
Did it start to sometimes eat inside, you know, when you're an artist once in a while, that I want to come back in with something, no matter what?
No.
No?
Actually, I don't know how this time passed.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel blessed, but you know, time just passed and I didn't realize life happened and one thing after the other kept happening, and I never felt that I want to come back someday, or it just like so much was happening that I did not really think about it. And music has been with me. It's not like I left music ever. You know, it's just that I feel there's a time for everything. Yeah. And that time just happened to be December last year, and it happens to be now. So, you know, when it just hit me that it's now or never, I got back.
Yeah, and in a time which is the last 3-4 years, music has taken it's taken a big turn. Actually, content has taken a big turn.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time when we'd change tracks, regurgitate tracks, use an older track, add a little dimension to it, add a rap to it, add versions to it. I think the current world now, they're doing that with content as well. So much of South, you know, content is being used in the North, so much of world content is coming here. There are artists from across the world that are coming across. When you were thinking of the track also, was it like an immediate yes in your head and that's how this connection happened?
You mean the Turkey, Indo-Turk
no, your song.
The song?
Yeah.
Well, when I decided to come back to music and sing again, it was so organic that it wasn't even a doubt in my head that it's going to be Woh Beetey then. Firstly, because it's my dad's composition, my mom's written it, and it's too close to my heart. And with my dad not being here anymore, it only made sense that I, validate his genes and his legacy and take it forward with this song. It's really, really special for all of us, this song.
Have you been humming it all these years always?
Since I was a child when it was first made. And then when I grew up at a good age, then I sang it. And now again, when it's time to make music again, this was the only song.
It's almost like comfort food. You go back to your roots. You go back to what you like eating as well.
See, I'll tell you why. Because when it released in Purana Mandir, at that time, we loved the song. We loved it. But we were too small to understand the ballad style. So when we grew up, I sang it in the contemporary style at that time, in early 2000, when pop music was just evolving in India. And now after so many years, I feel like this generation doesn't want to hear that version. But this song is so special, so let them hear a newer version of the same song that we love so much. And it's so special in so many ways.
Actually, music is also being sampled in a very different way. When you say pop also, it actually, there's a word that has actually been coined again. I say T-Series was instrumental in that. I have to say this to bring individual artists back. So for a long time, we didn't have individual artists and it was only film music that was coming in. The last 4 or 5 years, we've had singers come back in and sort of make a career out of it. Turkish music is also very, very popular. And yes, Turkey as a destination is great, but as a music country, do you listen to a lot of music? Have you heard world music? Let me hear about that.
Hindistan'da normalde uzun zamandır film müzikleriyle gidiyoruz ve single artistleri çıkartmıyorduk. Artık şimdi yeniden başladık. T-Series de bunu da çok fazla yapıyor. Ayrıca Türkiye'de müzik konusunda çok acayip bir ülke. Çok fazla müziği var. Çok güzel şarkıları var. Sen ne düşünüyorsun? Ne dinliyorsun?
Yani ben neredeyse her türlü müziği dinlerim.
I almost listen to all kinds of music.
Yani müziği genel anlamda çok severim.
He generally loves music, to listen to music, different musics actually, different songs.
Hani bizim duygularımızla bu insanların duyguları bence birebir aynı. O yüzden biz klibi çekerken de bunu orada fark ettim. Çünkü hiç birbirimizi anlamasak bile o duyguyla o klibi.
Our emotions and as Turkish people, our emotions and Indian people, our emotions are very similar and actually they are like each other. So even when we were shooting this film clip, although we don't understand sometimes each other's language, we were getting the emotions. Go on.
Ve yani gözlerimize bile anlaşabiliyordu.
And we could understand each other from each other's eyes. With emotions of our eyes.
And he did mention that it was your eyes. It was your eyes that actually.
And especially also Tanya.
Just having him sit next to me and talk is lovely. I wish I could talk like this. I like it. He's got this very deep bass. It is a very different world. Filmmakers not scared, unsure. Actors unsure. Even with music, you're not too sure. You can experiment. It's a great time to experiment. But as a filmmaker, as somebody who's a creator, describe the time for you right now.
I think it's a way better time than ever before because we are exposed to so much of things and content on OTT. We're getting to see so much beautiful stories, larger stories all over the globe, and also we are accepted everywhere. So for a filmmaker today, I think it's more important for them to come out with their stories that can be accepted on OTT. There are a lot more chances and a lot more appreciation too.
There's never a time for a filmmaker to sort of, come back in or leave. But would you choose the current time now to make films or purely from the point of view from an audience? Because now the audience has a lot more power than they had earlier.
Right.
The stars would be able to combine the Friday, Saturday, Sundays. That hasn't happened for a while. And if it's very good content, even after a long time, you can still like it when you watch it on OTT. And then the star has a new following, which actually hasn't happened earlier. So if you had to choose a time, say about 10, 15, 20 years back and now, to create films, which one would you choose?
I feel I'm beginning again. It's my debut right now. So I think I would begin now. This is a great time to be. Not that those times were not good, but I do think the sensibility and the acceptance of the kind of content that you want to put out is much more today because the exposure is way beyond before. So I think, yes, this is a good time. I would say now.
Yeah, earlier, if you just signed a star, it was enough to get an opening.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
make enough money. And you've actually worked with the biggest of them. With you now, when you're watching content, even when you're watching songs and all that, are you a big, absorber of content? Do you watch a lot?
I watch a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I'm also very picky with what I watch.
Achha.
I can either binge watch, like I love watching series, but intelligent stuff like courtroom dramas and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or just like romantic comedies. It's like, yeah.
And when you were thinking also, everyone's got like, I wouldn't say that there's a trepidation just before you come out again after so many years when you come out of the track. Was there a lot of thought process that went into it? Yes, this conversation happened fast. This kind of conversation happened even faster.
Absolutely.
But when you're shooting it, when you were in the frame, that first day back in front of a camera, how was it?
Actually, it felt like so comfortable because everybody was in such a comfort zone and the energy and the vibe on the shoot was so cool, so positive. Everybody was nice and happy. So I don't think, that never happened. It was just so amazing.
Yeah.
It was just so spontaneous. Everybody was nice. The energy was like fabulous,
And the locations were fantastic.
Fantastic.
First of all, picking a great location is awesome.
Yeah.
First time when he met her on the set, in front of the camera, his experience.
İlk kez karşılaştığınızda, kamerada karşı karşıya geldiğinizde ne soruyor? Ne deneyimledin?
Yani hiç zorlanmadığımızı düşünüyorum. Tanya özellikle. Çok iyi anlaştığımızı düşünüyorum.
Actually, I think we didn't have any hard time together to each other. We understand each other directly.
Çünkü yani ilk defa ben klipte oynadığım için aslında ben de birazcık ürktüm, biraz korktum diyebilirim.
And it was my first time acting in a video clip, so I was a little scared, I can say that.
Çünkü nasıl oynayacağımı bilmiyorum.
Because
İlk defa bir klipte oynadığım için.
I have no idea how to act in a clip beforehand.
Evet, teşekkür ederim.
May I interfere?
Of course
But
you
he has no idea how to act in a clip. But when you're such a good artist, when you can emote so well, it doesn't matter where and in what you're appearing, you just do it.
How are you communicating?
He speaks, he understands English.
So that was easy.
No. If you speak slow, he does understand and enough to communicate, right?
I'm going to speak really slow now. But when you saw the two of them together, you're taking a shot after a while and you're seeing that there. Do you have memories flooding back also when you're shooting the track?
Yeah, I have too many memories, man. I have too many to take back home. But yeah, fortunately good ones.
Yeah.
It's just been so fast that I don't think we've got enough time to process everything that we have done. This is, like I said, my fastest project ever that I've done. We started, we came together, and I keep telling Tanya all the time, there's some divine intervention in this project because we've got everything so beautifully done with good energy that...
and not in the most easiest time to shoot. I mean, COVID is still very much there, and there's...
Where?
I mean, it is there. When you sit and travel across, when you go to Europe at least, it's there. You can feel it there. So the whole idea is that a lot of people, I've also noticed, want to do things very fast now.
Yeah.
Jaldi finish it off.
Pata nahi kal wapas shuru ho jayega.
Exactly.
Khatam kar lo.
So did you have those kind of thoughts also when you're shooting?
Salil, when we began this whole process, we knew our timelines really well. And we had discussed that with everybody. And fortunately, everyone was free at that point to give us those dates. Yeah. So it was an experience of doing it fast, but having said that, if I have again to do something like that, I'll do it the same way again. Because it's so much more nicer. We're all in that whole energy, living that whole story and giving our best shot. And we are done and we are leaving. So it's easier for us also to get out of a project quickly, to go another one and give our best at that point in time. So yeah, I think this is a great way to do things now. I mean, earlier we used to make films for 2 years, you see, and you used to keep going on and on.
Yeah.
Now I think... it's better to be like this. Just get into a project, finish a project, get out of it, and it's also good because you have that constant energy going and it shows. It does show. So I think, yes, this was a good experience.
Well, you might actually replicate it. Have you seen any Bollywood film?
Evet.
Yes.
White Tiger.
White Tiger,
Oh, okay.
Slumdog Millionaire,
Ah, okay.
Three Idiots.
and
And Three Idiots. Oh, I'm glad that you had Slumdog and Three Idiots. Because it's not actually only a slum. Although he's been here for about 9 days, I think all you've seen is a slum because it's raining. But Mumbai's not really like that. Sometimes when you go out, do you, as a person also, I've actually seen the depiction when I see Slumdog Millionaire. I loved it as a film.
Yeah.
But I know that it created a huge negative impact across the world, which is what they thought it was, Mumbai. You know, and there's a part of it that is, I live in a 50-story high-rise building.
Yeah.
And not very far away, there of course is the Mumbai famous slum.
Right.
When you go out, are you okay with this? I love the fact that he mentioned Three Idiots as well.
Three Idiots, yeah. It's a balance, yeah.
Yeah, very good balancing act. As actors and as filmmakers, do you think that you were upset that this representation became so big? And of course, then when it went to the Oscars, it was
I think it's too funny, Salil, because when you travel and when you go to places, now India is a very developed country.
Yeah, of course.
You see, we have everything out here that perhaps the world doesn't know because, like you said, the depiction of Slumdog Millionaire did show us, okay, we are this.
Yes.
But yeah, I have had questions saying that, oh, you live in India, that's so wonderful, you have elephants and cows going everywhere.
Still.
Yeah.
Even at Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, a lot of people talk like that. So I'm like, yeah, but no, it doesn't happen like that. But yeah, I think things are changing.
Social media is helping a lot.
Yes.
I know a lot of my friends can say, whoa, dude, that's come to India before it's come here. You know, stuff like that.
That's true.
Have you also faced the same thing that he's saying?
I mean, it does have an effect and an impact on on the way people look at India because, the way they depict it, they show it. But then I guess the filmmaking is what matters and people have traveled enough. And like you said, internet. So because of the internet, now people know, okay, India's not all like that.
Yeah.
You just go
I mean, if they also think that we have a cow, even we've not seen a cow. We also see a cow. It's a big deal. You know, there's always going to be a glory after a project or some sadness that it's over. What are the comments like? You're going on YouTube, you're seeing all that. Your first bits is now you've sung it, you're in it. This is all you. So, you know, you're pretty much out there for the audience to say.
Yeah.
Your first reactions when you're watching all that, when you're reading all the comments?
You know, actually, there's been no time to catch up with all that. But when people are showing, like when we are here sharing, we're just feeling happy, blessed, grateful. We're just feeling happy, basically.
And what are the best comment that you received?
Aldığın en iyi yorum neydi? Kliple ilgili.
Aslında çok yeni yayınlandığı için çok fazla bakamadım şu an.
Actually, it's released right today.
Today only, actually.
Check
so we know that
That's true. 5 hours before it released. You, sir, before we're going to take the parting comments from you. Now that you made it, you must have shown it to one or two friends before it released. Any critiques or only bouquets?
Well, I've received a lot of love and good comments, and fortunately, nothing bad has reached me yet. So I will leave it at that.
Keep the media blitz going. You won't have any time to actually read all that. But thank you so much for this. This truly is an international bit. We're an international channel with an international cast, and somebody who's actually shooting internationally. So this is awesome. Thank you guys for joining me on Star Stop. I'll see you again soon. Take care and bye bye.